Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode, another edition of the Speak or Not podcast. And I'm your host, Darius Silver, aka Mr. GQ, back for some more exciting content, for some unbelievable content, and some content that's gonna make you think about things, as I promise you. This podcast is all about speaking up and motivating others to speak up. It's all gonna make you better, stronger, and everything above. Whoa. What are you doing? You forgetting to hit the subscribe button? Stop it. What are you doing? You watching the Speak Up Now podcast, and you watching your host, Darius Silver, aka Mr. GQ, give you some unbelievable content. What are you doing? I need you to subscribe right now. Check out my social media platforms that you see on the screen, Facebook, Instagram, and this platform, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you continue to tune in and watch the full episode. Come on now. This is the Speak Up Now podcast, where we're inspiring others to speak up and do better. Come on now, subscribe. Come on, subscribe. All right, let's get you back to the full episode. Boom. So I just want to say I missed you guys. It's been a while, but life happens, as it always does. But best believe I did miss you guys, and best believe I'm becoming more of some more stronger content. As you all know, it's football season. It's sports season. It's fall, pretty much. So it's the best time of the year. And with that being said, this episode is about football. And it's about time we have some fun, exciting topics about in my podcast for a little bit. To dive down from politics and everything above. So for today's episode, listen closely. College football related. For today's episode, I just want to say this. And hear me when I say it clear. I think the University of Nebraska, coached by Matt Rhule, is going to will go all the way, will make it to the Final Four and in the college football playoff, and I could see them winning the national championship. Yes, I said it. I, Darius Silver, said, and hear me clear. I believe that the University of Nebraska, yes, Nebraska, coached by Matt Rhule, will make it to the Final Four in the college football playoff and go all the way and win the national championship. Hear me well. I just want to say, us people in Carolina was wrong about Matt Rhule. I just want to say we were wrong. He knows how to build programs. He knows how to change a culture, and he knows how to win. Keyword in college, right? So I want to speak for us people in Carolina. That man can coach, and I respect him tremendously. I have followed Matt Rhule since he's left Carolina. I just want to say that. And he's done a tremendous job at Nebraska so far. But I want to get that out the way first. The reasons why I feel like they can make it and go and make some serious noise in the football playoff and make it to the national championship. Well, I say about 3 or 4 reasons, but I'm gonna start from. I'm gonna name my reasons out. Number 1, not in order, but this is my number. I just want to say this first. The schedule. They got a good, decent schedule this year that can help them get to that particular point. They already beat UTEP, which is not anybody. They just beat Colorado this past weekend, right? That's a good test skillfully. I'm gonna name out the next schedule on what's on the schedule. They got Northern Iowa, Illinois, Purdue, Rutgers, Indiana. That's 4 wins right there. 4 or 5 wins right there, easy. That makes them 7-0 going into this game. Ohio State. And personally, I believe Nebraska has a better talented quarterback than Ohio State. And I feel like Nebraska can beat Ohio State at Ohio State, in my opinion. Let me continue. UCLA, USC, Wisconsin, Iowa. Is that a difficult schedule? No. As a test, it has some tests in the schedule, but that's not a difficult schedule. I just want to say that. talented-wise, I believe that Dylan Raiola is the most talented quarterback, one of, if not, the most talented quarterback in college football. Yes, everybody knows he looks like Patrick Mahomes, plays like Patrick Mahomes, walks like Patrick Mahomes, throws like Patrick Mahomes, everything above like Patrick Mahomes. But that kid still can play. He's the truth. That's number one. I feel like that's number two. I feel like he had probably the most, if not the most talented quarterback in college football. That's number two. Number three, they have a talented team all around. Not just their quarterback, not just their coaching staff. They have a good offensive line, stars in the running back room. You got 3 or 4 running backs that could be number one for any university in the country. Their defense is tremendous. I mean, tremendous. I mean, Matt Rhule said it himself. His defense is a star. This is a star. A star. And lastly, weapons around Dylan Raiola as a freshman. You think about as a freshman, he has all those weapons. What weaknesses do they have? They can run the ball. They can play good defense. They have a passing game now. And then on top of that, you want to add the leadership of seniors and fifth-year players, plus the leadership of the coaching staff with NFL experience on the roster. I mean, you can't get no better than that. I want to make this clear. I'm a diehard UNC Tar Heels fan. Football, basketball, everything above. I want to get that out the way. I am a UNC Tar Heel fan until the rest of my life. I want to get out the way first. But you can't help but root for a Cinderella story. For Nebraska to come back where they used to be back in the 90s, you cannot root for something like that. You want to root for something like that. Like, you want to see stuff like that happen, right? I will always choose UNC no matter what, but that Cinderella story that might could happen for college football in general. You can't tell me there's no better storyline than that. There's no better storyline than that, and seeing that, in my opinion. I feel like Nebraska has a way better quarterback than Ohio State, a better whatsoever, and Rhule Howard. He's a better quarterback than Jalen Milroe from Alabama. He's a better quarterback than Carson Beck from Georgia. The reason why Carson Beck is playing good football because he's Georgia. What do you expect? I feel like Dylan Raiola is better than Shedeur. I got love for Shedeur and Travis. Don't get me wrong, but he's better than Shedeur. You can't name me any quarterback in college football that Dylan Raiola cannot match up against, in my opinion. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback, but he might be the most talented quarterback in college football as a freshman. Let me get that right. As a freshman, imagine what he's going to be 2 years from now. Right? I'm rooting for Nebraska. I'm rooting for Matt Rhule. Right? It just shows that people are meant where they're supposed to be. They're meant where they're supposed to be, and he's meant to be in college football. He tried it, NFL, gave it his all, but he realized where he wanted and needed to be, which is college football. And he's proven everybody wrong that he can coach. He really can coach, and I respect it. I've been following him for the last 2 years since he left Carolina and went to Nebraska. He's changing that culture and bringing Nebraska back where it rightfully needs to be, where it should be, and where it could be in general. And as this being the sports-related episode, hopefully you guys, pay attention, do your research on football. Football is a very, very fan-based sport. Everybody loves it, not just men, but women, children, people around the world. So hopefully you guys do your research and kind of give me some competitive arguments on why Nebraska might not win it. I want to hear it. But I believe Nebraska could beat Ohio State, Alabama. Shoot, I think they can even to beat Georgia, give Georgia for a run for their money. But Nebraska is probably the top 3 most physical team in football, in my opinion. Top 3. Maybe, I say top 5, but most definitely top 5, but maybe top 3 when it comes to physicality. They got weapons all across the offense and defense. I don't see a weakness anywhere. So, that's my statement of football, at least for college football right now. I believe that the Nebraska Cornhuskers can and will win the national championship for this year, for 2024 and 2025. With coached by Matt Rhule, coach and quarterback from Rhule. That's my statement of the year. And I guarantee you, 3 or 4 months from now, I want to look back in this episode and say, look, I'm a smart man for making this bold but smart prediction. I believe they're going to win it. And I think they are. You can't tell me lay out you can lay out any holes where Nebraska's at right now. Not in my opinion. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. You can't name it for me. We look at the strength of schedule, their talent around Rhule, their coaching staff, fan base, where they at. Like, you can't name one weakness right there. Then you got probably the most top 5, home field advantages in the country. I mean, like, what weaknesses do they have? I feel like the only thing standing in their way is them. It's them. And if they can play like they're supposed to play. So that's my statement of this episode. My statement of the year so far when it comes to sports. I believe the Nebraska Cornhuskers will win the national championship this year and going forward. That's my bold statement. I want to hear everybody's opinions and everybody's challenges on that, right? Leave me a comment on this episode or on my social media platforms and let me know what you guys think. All the football fanatics out there, all the college football fanatics out there, all the analysts out there, people who study this day in and day out, let me know what you guys think. I want to hear it. I'm standing on what I'm standing on. I'm standing on business because of this statement, all right? Let me know. But that's today's episode. It's all about college football. Football is back. And I want to make sure I make episodes like this since football is back, right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. I'm back, finally back. It feels good. I feel like I'm my normal self again. Like I'm back in my groove. We're making these episodes for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. So make sure you, as always, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe as always, And I forgot to say, you can tell I'm rusty because I forgot to say my opening line about if you're ready for today's episode, let's ride. You can tell I'm rusty a little bit, which is okay. It's okay. I'm a little rusty, but I'll be back like my normal self and back in the groove of things. So let's go end this thing out the right way. If you're a new viewer, make sure you pay attention. And if you're a returning viewer, you know what it is. Much love to you. So let's go end this thing out the right way. Stay with me. Stay mellow. Keep that mellow mind. Stay focused on the narrow path and what's important to you, what you believe in. And as my man Cam Newton says, aka Ace Boogie, you got one finger, one pinky, one thumb, one love. Boom.